FTC complaint and his house costs under $400,000. Dodged a bullet with that one. I built a system that instantly background checks anyone by finding their lawsuits, criminal records, and past scams, so you can spot every red flag before you send money to a hidden criminal that's gonna rip you off. Now, I used to be the guy that would just hire on gut feeling, no reference checks, no background checks. They felt slow, expensive, and unnecessary. What am I going to do? Send $10 to a guy in the Philippines and wait 3 days for him to come up with a whole report right before I send some kid $10,000? No, I'm just going to send him the money. But what if background checks were instant? Like literally one click. I'm probably still going to hire the kid, but wouldn't it make sense to know first if they're, I don't know, being massively fined for scamming, or if they just got out of jail, or maybe some kind of horrible, morally dubious offenses? These are people you're supposed to trust with your money, and everyone has dirt, and we're gonna find it right now. Bro, I was sitting next to this girl on a plane. She was 85 years old, and she was telling me how she was about to invest all her money with this guy that she saw in a Facebook ad. I said, don't you think the guy who's willing to scam old people on Facebook ads is also willing to break the fiduciary law? I hope she didn't invest with him. She said she wouldn't, but I never followed up. I also owe her a meeting with her grandson to give him career advice. I'd rather she invest her money with a scammer than have a 3-minute coffee with this guy. Come on. Here's what we built. You need a LinkedIn profile or a person's name and the city or a company domain, and it'll find the dirt on them. So for instance, let me just grab somebody at random. Who's this guy? Tay Lopez? Let's see if he's worth working with. 40 out of 100 F rating. Numerous negative reviews and scam allegations seriously undermine trust and credibility. That's the high level. Then I have the persona takeaways. First, I have me. This reeks of scam. The reviews are terrible and promises are not kept. Big red flags. I got the trusting apologist.
Everyone deserves a chance to make things right. Maybe these experiences are isolated incidents.
Maybe. And then I got the concerned grandchild.
This doesn't look safe at all. I'd advise my family to stay far away from this.
And this data's not made up. I mean, I'm pulling their online reviews. I'm seeing if they're involved in any fraud or scams, if there's lawsuits pending, if there's a criminal record. I even check the value of their house and see if they rent or own, so that you know before you send a $10,000 check to somebody that still lives in the slums. Here's how it works. I want people to be able to put in any input that they want, whether it's a LinkedIn profile, a person's name and their city, or a company domain. That means we need a GPT node that figures out what you inputted. And so here it's figuring out that we entered a LinkedIn page. Because it's a LinkedIn, it does a Google search with SERPer, and basically all you need to do is type in the LinkedIn URL, and then it'll tell you more about the person. You grab all of this info, and this is usually enough to give a good read. From here, we send it to another GPT, which does a read on the LinkedIn and gives its thoughts. From here, it does a skip trace to find more info on them. For him, it couldn't find his address. So actually, let me give a better example. Let me do a search for Mr. Beast. This skip trace actually did find his address. I guess this is his old house. But it's not enough to have the address. I want it actually to do what I just did, which is search on Zillow, find the value of the house, find the square footage, see if they rent or if they buy or whatever. Not saying everybody needs a big house, but like, if you have a couple bucks in your pocket, you're not going to live in the middle of the ghetto. Then we want to do some simple searches. For instance, do they have a criminal record? That's a SERPer too. So we're doing Jimmy Donaldson, Greenville, North Carolina, criminal. And here you go, 2018 arrest with a $100,000 bond. I found it and the AI found it too. Then we check if they're currently being sued. And I don't know if you know this, but Mr. Beast is actively being sued multiple times right now. Then we do a search to see if he's involved in any scams or fraud. Luckily, he isn't. And then I check if they have any reviews on them, which for Mr. Beast, that's not really relevant. But for an agency owner or a freelancer you're going to hire, knowing their reviews is very much key. Then I feed all of that into the Galadon rating system, where it basically just takes everything that we feed it and spits out the information that is on the website. My website, Galadon, is built on Webflow, and you can see all the code that ChatGPT wrote right here. And that gives you something where you can analyze the risk of any profile and see what pops up. Mr. Beast is a solid B. If you want to try this yourself, go on over to galadon.com/legit. It's free. You will have to put in your email, but don't worry, I'll only email you every single day. And if you want to stay at the cutting edge, then you have to join AB Mastermind. I will help you build your cold email system. I'll help you get more clients than you know what to do with, and we're going to do it in a way that actually works and will get you an A+ rating on this legit score. If that sounds interesting, then you can apply at alexberman.com/mastermind. In a second, I'll recommend another video that I know you're going to love. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you thought of this video. Subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. I'm Alex Berman.